What's going on, GATV? It's your boy Gravitated in the Way, and we're trying to bring it back again daily. Now, check me out, y'all. I was just reminiscing on some, important subjects, songs that linked to where I'm at in my life right now. And having gone through some of these things, and I'll say in one, well, maybe two instances where I didn't have a choice to be a part of a certain, touchy subject. And that subject is abortion and remembering a song from Common featuring Lauryn Hill. It was called Retrospect for Life. And this is not diving too deep. It's just I wanted for those of you who have never heard this song before, it was dropped in 97. I mean, Comic dropped one of his greatest albums of all time, and that was One Day It'll All Make Sense. And I just want you to listen to the lyrics and the cohesiveness that these two brought from Common and Lauryn Hill on the vocals, yo. Like, I just think it was something amazing that y'all should hear and check out, And I'm telling you, the brother went in, the sister went in. It's not much I could personally say, but I really hope you guys check it out. All right, we about to play it right now, y'all.
You said you was gonna give me that money 3 weeks ago.
Brothers getting changed real quick over nothing. We losing too many of ours. Gotta recreate, y'all. Yo, check it. Knowing you the best part of life, do I have the right to take yours? Cause I created you irresponsibly. Subconsciously knowing the act, I was a part of the start of something. I'm not ready to bring it to the world. Had myself believing I was sterile. I look at your mother's stomach and wonder if you are a boy or a girl. Turning this woman's wound into a tomb. But see, and I agree. But see, we don't need, you would have been much more than a mouth to feed with someone. I would have fed this information I read to someone. My life for you, I would have had to lead. Instead, I led you to death. I'm sorry for taking your first breath, first step, and first cry. But I wasn't prepared mentally nor financially.
Now I'm pausing it. A couple of bars he was dropping, he's basically saying, you know, that unborn child would have been more than a burden. And for those fathers and mothers who do decide to take that process and that step that's ever so life changing, understand what he said. Again, you would have been more than a burden. You would have been somebody that I could have passed this information to, which is basically molding, rearing a child. And in our backyards, in the Black community, it's something that seems to be very dismissed when we're talking about abortion, but we're not thinking of the ramifications of a life that was hindered to develop. So, hope you guys are still in tune, man.
But a child should have to bring out the man in me. Plus, I wanted you to be raised within a family. I don't want to go through the drama of having a baby's mama. Weekend visits and buying J's ain't gonna make me a father. For a while, burying a child is something I never wanted to do. For me to live forever, I can only do that for you. Nerve, I got to talk about them niggas with a gun. Must have really thought I was God to take the life of my son.
Dope. Dope. The nerve that I talked about those niggas with a gun. Excuse me for saying that word, but the way, especially in this community, you'll have the preachers, the Black politicians, and certain, people chosen by the masses to be, quote unquote, the face, the leaders. They don't speak about abortion. They'll speak to you about the gangs, the lives being killed by, people with guns, etc. But the biggest killers in terms of numbers and the effects of our group has been Planned Parenthood, uneducated women who are being misled by the wrong advocacy groups. And I thought, yo, how refreshing that was. The nerve for me to talk about them, N-words with a gun, but I'm taking the life of my own child. I mean, the hypocrisy is dripping in here, man. Beautiful, Common. Beautiful.
Could have sacrificed going out To think my homies who did it, I used to joke about. From now on, I'ma use self-control instead of birth control. Cause $315 ain't worth your soul. $315 ain't worth your soul. $315 ain't worth it.
I never dreamed you'd leave in summer. You said you would be here when it rained.
Yo.
Why didn't you
Seeing
stay?
you as a present and a gift in itself. You had our child in you. I probably never feel what you felt, but you dealt with it like the strong black woman you are. Through our trials and tribulations, child's elimination, an integration of thoughts I feel about the situation. Back and forth, my feelings was patient, happy deep down, but not joyed enough to have it. But even that's a lie. Less than 2 weeks, we was back at it. It's
Understand again, yet another referencing point. I mean, we were going back and forth about it. Do you understand the turmoil when you're dealing with a unwed couple specifically, and at that young people, you have this young lady over here who never had planned on having a child. You have this young brother over here who never planned on having a child. But he's saying, we're going to go through this, A word, abortion, and then we're going to be right back at it. So how cheap is the black life that I implore for my people to sit down and ponder? How cheap is the black life? You're saying, and on one end, the child would bring so much responsibilities that are unwanted, right? And in many occasions, the man has no say. That's why Common was saying, going back and forth about it, like it's in his brain. And ladies, make no mistake about this. Most brothers, no matter how they feel about you as a person, do want the child. Now, is he going to take care of it? That's not for to me to discuss. But I'm just saying, there's so much complexities that come with a decision that I personally do not feel it's solely your decision to make. My body, my choice. It's such a contradicting thing to say, but yet, let me play the video because I was about to go in on the child support system, but I hope you guys are feeling what I'm feeling from this video, man.
It's unprotected love, or safe to say it's lust busting. More than a sweat is somebody you trust. Or is it that we don't trust each other enough and believe having a child to make us have to stay together? Don't want you in my life because you have made it better. Thinking we all in love because we can spend a day together. We talking spending the rest of our lives. There's too many black women that can say they mothers but can't say that they wives.
It's too many women that can say they mothers but can't say they wives. Bombs.
I wouldn't choose any other to mother my understanding, but I want our parenthood to come from planning. There's so much in my life that's undone. We gotta see eye to eye about family before we can become one. If you had decided to have it, the situation I wouldn't run from, but I'm walking, finding myself and my God, so I can discipline my son with my rod, and I have a judge telling me how and when to raise my seed. I was death was out our creed, with no one else to blame. I had a book of African names, in case our mind change. Just say your period hasn't came, and lately I've been sleepy, so quit smoking the weed and the beaties, and let's have this boy.
I never dreamed you'd leave summer.
Lauryn Hill is so beautiful, man. I hope that sister is right now in the mind. She was just such a treasure for my generation growing up. I mean, I'm not going to be an old head talking about how music is trash and this and that. There's beauty in every type of art that's given. It's up to you to choose what's best for you. But she was gorgeous.
You said you would be here when it rained. You said you would be here when it rained. Oh, I never dreamed you'd be in sun. You wouldn't be. Now the situation made things change. Why didn't you stay?
All right, the video's ending right now. But, Y'all tell me how y'all felt about that one. I know there's a lot of men and women that probably watch this, and hearing the lyrics and the melodies, it probably triggers you to a dark time in your life where you probably came at a crossroads where you had to make a decision as an abortion. Um, I've went through this a couple times, and another occasion when I was in it, I don't personally feel that I had much say in it, but I'm not going to be somebody to overwhelm a woman who made that choice. You know, my job is to, end of the day, uplift the woman because God knows what goes through their minds. That's why I'm saying, ladies, pause, really think about it, speak to someone. I personally, implore you not to talk to people who get paid for a living to push you towards the fence of, let's just say what it is, killing the baby. I rather you have a neutral party that looks at both sides. And if you can get a hold of the person that you seem to think is the father, because, hey, a lot of women, say they know who the father is, but, shows like Maury wouldn't have been popular if that was the case. But if you know who's the father of your child, without, a doubt, it is very imperative you have that gentleman right next to you. I don't care how old he is, how young he is. This is a conversation that should be having with both parties and a non-biased party as well. I mean, you really should think about something like this that will, if you're in tune with your spirit, with your soul, and if you already have other children, one would want to ask, how would have that other child been brought up like the rest? Like when I watch my children and I see their smiles, I see their ups and their downs, it does trigger me thinking about, possible seeds that could have been here as well. I'm at 6 right now, children, and I'm telling you, if I could have had 50, I'm not saying I would have been a rich man, but I would have done my best to provide for them. I think we really galvanize talking points and narratives that are put specifically in the Black community to check our birth control, our birth rate. And right now, if you understand, and again, this is not offending any white individual, but European, bloodlines, peoples, they're at a 0% birth rate in the United States. I would have to dive deeper in terms of internationally, but I know for a fact in these United States of America, they are at a 0% birth rate, meaning for everyone that dies, only one is born. So, with eugenics, it has been a great instrument in trying to check and balance our, birth rate. But nonetheless, we multiply. This is how I know we God body, man. But I'm not going to go too deep in that. This was just a reaction to a video that I thought was very dope. I want you guys to check it out for yourself. It's called Common Retrospect for Life featuring Lauryn Hill. And it's a dope video. Check it out, y'all. This your boy Gravitating Away with GATV Reacts. Holla at me, like, comment, share, subscribe. But most importantly, y'all, keep coming back. No doubt.
If it's love, I want everything. Touch my soul, touch my heart, don't judge my mental. They told me that life is simple, been real since Papa Pimple. I started out in the Renault Sonata, the presidential. Speak once and listen twice, they told me that less is simple.